This video is part 8 of a series about how to make a LAMP server in VirtualBox. See links in the description for parts 1 through 7. In this video, we'll use dynamic DNS to give the server a public host name. In the last video, we installed phpMyAdmin. We'll continue from where we left off. But first, let's make a clone of the server, now that all the setup is done. Click the menu next to the machine name and choose Details. Go to the section General. Change the name to LAMP Setup. Go to the Machine menu. Select Clone. Change the name back to LAMP. For clone type, select Full Clone. Snapshots, choose Current Machine State. MAC address policy, set the drop-down to Generate New MAC Addresses. This avoids conflicts with the existing virtual machine. Click the button Clone. We're keeping a copy of the machine with the snapshots, just in case, renamed to LAMP Setup, and making a fresh copy of the original name without the snapshots. Next, the new machine needs a few tweaks. To expose this machine to the internet, I'm moving it to another subnet of my LAN. The www demo folder on my server won't be accessible, so I've made a copy of it on my local machine. We have to tell VirtualBox to use the local copy instead of the server. Go to the section Shared Folders. Select the shared folder, then on the right, click the second icon down to edit the share. The new location is the same name, but on my local E drive. I still want the folder name www, so nothing has to change in Debian. Click OK, and again. Next is the network. The new subnet is attached to a second network adapter on my host machine. I'll select it in the drop-down list and click OK. While we're here, let's give the virtual machine more resources. Go to the section System. I'll increase the memory to 2 GB and give it 2 CPUs. Click the menu next to the machine name and go back to Snapshots. Make a snapshot in case anything goes wrong after this. I like to have at least one snapshot named Stable. Now start the machine. Because the subnet has changed, we have to reconfigure the network. For this, log into the machine directly. Enter sudo space nano space /etc/network/interfaces. The nano text editor opens with the interfaces config file open. The changes are simple. I've moved from the .3 subnet to .0. The rest is the same. I'll change each .3 to .0 instead. Ctrl-O to output the file, and enter. Ctrl-X to exit. Now reboot the machine. Sudo space reboot. We don't need the console anymore, so minimize the window. Open a browser of your choice. To confirm the changes are working, enter the new local IP of the virtual machine. It should display the mock website like before. Also make sure webmin is working. Add port 10,000. Log in as root. Okay, that's working too. Now shut down the virtual machine. While we're here, I'll show a way to shut down from webmin. Open the section System. Select Boot Up and Shut Down. This lists system services. Scroll to the bottom, and there are buttons to stop and start services. Below that are buttons to reboot or shut down the system. Click the button Shut Down System and confirm. The machine shuts down. I'll make another snapshot now that the IP has changed. Start the machine again, and next we'll make it public. To do this, we have to configure the modem or router that connects to the internet. In a browser, I've already logged into the admin interface of my modem. Modems and routers vary, but most use similar names for certain options. We're looking for port forwarding. You may have to hunt around to find it. For this modem, it's under Advanced Setup. Here's how it works. When the modem gets a request from the internet on a certain port, it forwards the request to a certain IP on the LAN. The port to intercept is 80 for HTTP. The IP it goes to is our LAMP server. I'll enter the IP of the virtual machine and set the starting port to 80. Also the WAN starting and ending port to 80. Save the changes. After a moment, the forwarding rule appears. There it is. Now let's confirm we can connect to the server. Open a new browser tab. I'll enter my public IP address. Blurred, but it's there. The modem forwards to our LAMP server, and there it is, the mock website. But we don't call websites by IP numbers. We need a domain name. We'll use a dynamic DNS service for that. There are many to choose from. Search the web for dynamic DNS. For this demonstration, I'm using dynu.com. They have great instructions for many devices, including a modem close to what I'm using. It always helps to have clear instructions. To use the service, you'll have to create an account. I already have an account, so I'll log in. To make a new host name, click DNS Services. For this demo, I'll use one of their domain names. You could use your own domain name instead, or buy one here, but that's complicated. Maybe another time. I'll name the host Campbell Demo, and for top level, use ddnsfree.com. The host name can be anything you like, if it's available. Click the button Add. You should see your IP listed. Mine is blurred for privacy. Next, configure the modem to report the new IP address anytime it changes. Log in to the admin interface for the modem. For me, the option is in Advanced Setup. Wherever it might be, look for the option Dynamic DNS. In some devices, it might be DDNS. I'll use Custom. The values I'll enter are from the instructions on the dynu.com website. First is the host and domain of the server for the dynamic DNS service. Next is the request. This is the part following the host and domain. Then the username for your account. And the password. Host name is the host I added in my dynu.com account. This is the host and domain that is sent to this modem. Then the port forwarding we already set up sends the request to our virtual machine. Save the changes. The precise options and values to enter vary from one device to another. Find instructions for your particular router or modem. Status is successful, and the reported address is correct. Now anytime the modem gets a new IP, it reports the address to the dynamic DNS service. Let's see if it works. There it is. The LAMP server with mock website is live on the internet. Update to your own HTML, and you have a website. The server has a database and PHP, so WordPress also works. You can find plenty of videos about how to do that. Now shut down the virtual machine and make the final snapshot. For all my virtual machines, once working right, I create a single snapshot named Stable. Delete all other snapshots, even the last stable snapshot. Then take a snapshot and again name it Stable. This is the new stable state. After updates or adding more software, once everything works okay, I make a new stable snapshot. Then there's always a snapshot of the last working state in case something goes wrong. Another protection is to back up the entire virtual machine. Only do this when it's powered off. You can't rely on a backup made while the machine is running. Each virtual machine has its own folder. We can see the LAMP machine isn't too big, 3.2 gigabytes. To demonstrate, I'll create a folder, Backup. But in real use, have this on another drive or a server, where you normally put backups. While the machine is powered off, copy the folder to the backup folder. It's that simple. See here in the backup folder, a virtual machine is just a collection of files. If disaster strikes, delete the folder for the broken machine and restore the backup files in its place. That completes part 8 of this series. For more, I'd like to hear from viewers. What do you want to see next? Let me know in the comments. If this solution works for you, like the video and subscribe to this channel. It keeps more videos coming.